What is more powerful? Ultra Instinct Goku in his completed version that fought Jiren at the end of the Tournament of Power, or Gogeta Blue from Dragon Ball Super Broly that fought Broly? So we're going to take all of the evidence and all the statements made in both the TV series and in the movie to give you the definitive answer of which one is truly more powerful.
I am neither Goku nor Vegeta. I am Gogeta, and I order you to subscribe to Geekdom 101, unless you want your soul punished.
So we're putting it to rest here on this video. Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku from the end of the Tournament of Power versus Gogeta Blue. We could even do a hypothetical Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku from Dragon Ball Super Broly possibly against Gogeta Blue. The point is, the power of Gogeta Blue, is it as strong as Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, whose biggest threat that we've seen in the series was Jiren, and for Gogeta Blue, his big rival was, of course, Broly. And there are several statements made, both in Dragon Ball Super, the TV show, and the movie, that tell us how strong these powerful forces are. But which one is actually stronger? Well, I got not one, but two power scalers on here to help us figure this out. So let me introduce power scaler number one, or as he would say in his native land, numero uno. MJ is here.
What's going on, man? And finally, we can record this video. This has been like, a few weeks in the making, right? So
like 2 months, bro.
2 months? Okay.
Yes, and I'm glad we're finally here. Now, introducing power scaler number two. He's about to eat something from MJ's native land, carne asada, as they would say. Please welcome back. It's been a while, and I'm happy he's back. Daddy Seth is here.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Nice to have me on here.
Yes, nice to have me on here. The ego of this guy. It's nice to have me on here. MUI Goku versus Gogeta Blue. I mean, people are going to try and probably turn this into a Jiren versus Broly kind of debate, which I guess it could be, but I don't know. Do we have to use them as a measuring stick for figuring this out?
In my opinion, yes, because obviously, there's an unquantifiable training gap between the Broly movie and the Tournament of Power. So
yes,
using the lore of Broly is very important because obviously Gogeta's best and only feat is duking it out with Broly. So that we do kind of have to use Broly as a stick because there's not any statements about Gogeta really. So
yeah, except for some Jump magazine stuff here and there, but nothing that's really in the movie. Except for the fact that in the film, Gogeta does say that our fusion isn't just an addition of our powers, it greatly embellishes it, so we got that statement, which I guess is kind of a cool statement, but you're right, it's unquantifiable, not just the time after the Tournament of Power. We've never seen Beerus as absolute max, and people are constantly comparing Jiren and Broly to Beerus. Goku's statement about Broly holds significantly less weight to me than Whis' statement about Jiren being stronger than Gods of Destruction, because when Whis says something, he trained Beerus. He is the alpha dog of Universe 7 when it comes to martial arts. So if he says something, I take it as gospel versus something Goku would say is more so I'm guessing Beerus is that strong.
Before we move on, I actually want to throw this out here and kind of get this out of the way when it comes to talking about Gogeta Blue versus Mastered Ultra Instinct. And that's the fact that a lot of people try to throw out this normie argument that, Gogeta Blue wrecked a God Destruction level character. And while that is true and that is impressive, people have to remember that MUI under lore is stated to be something that the gods can obtain, but not easily. And all the gods of destruction cucked to MUI Goku. So Gogeta taking out a Beerus level character or a God Destruction tier character, MUI Goku could do the same, especially a post-Tournament of Power MUI. You know what I mean? That's just something that, Goku could have done himself with the MUI power boost. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, do you agree with that?
Yeah, also we should clarify that the movie is taking place after the anime.
We don't have the exact time as to how long it takes place after. We assume within the year because Bra isn't that much older than she was in Tournament of Power. And I also want to make another quick statement too. People keep doing this Vegito versus Gogeta comparison, saying that Vegito Blue fought Zamasu. Goku and Vegeta fusing in this movie are not Goku and Vegeta fusing during that arc. This is a whole different arc. There were numerous power-ups that they both achieved in the Tournament of Power and beyond through training to where Goku and Vegeta individually would murk Goku and Vegeta from the Trunks arc. That Gogeta fusion is way, way more powerful than if they were to hypothetically fuse in the Trunks arc.
I'm actually making a video right now on Master Ultra Instinct just as a raw power scale. I'm proving in the video that they get hundreds of times more powerful in just like 40 minutes in the Tournament of Power. So
Yeah.
they definitely get massively more powerful.
Now, I want to quickly get this minor argument out of the way. MJ, you were talking about this before we started recording. In Heroes, we see UI Goku take it to Cumber, who fought not one but two fusions, in that one battle. How much weight do you really want to put into Heroes here?
That's kind of a minor argument. I remember Torres Savedu and Seth and Chuck brought that up in a previous video. But yeah, in the Prison Planet arc, they do seem to imply that UI is above different forms of fusion.
Yeah, so we actually see Cumber fight Vegito. Depends on the anime or the manga. I forget which one is which, but basically one Cumber beats up Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 20, post-Tournament of Power Vegito.
Yes.
And then one beats up Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito. And then in both cases, MUI Goku comes out and obliterates Cumber, no difficulty, after he just bodied Vegito.
By that logic, UI is way beyond fusion. Now,
astronomically more powerful, yeah.
Well, here's the question. Does that hold up in the main non-Heroes continuity?
Yes, I would say that MUI should still be stronger than Fusion, especially due to the fact that MUI should have better feats than current Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, even during the Tournament of Power, in my opinion. I'm going to be going over that during this video, so
go for it.
So earlier we were talking about, like, does Goku know Beerus's power, right? And there's a few instances, like, earlier in Dragon Ball Super, like, they think that Beerus, when he's sleeping, he can't hold back, so they think that whatever he shoots a ki blast when he's sleeping, whoa, that was Beerus's unrestricted power, Vegeta, how did you survive, right? And it's like, okay, clearly that's not his full power. Goku is really gassed up about this for no reason. Goku doesn't seem to have a good gauge about Beerus's power, but everyone is trying to tell Goku Jiren is stronger than all of the gods of destruction, including Beerus. So that's why it's actually pretty obvious that if Goku was to make a claim about Beerus's power, it would be under his ignorant opinion that Beerus is weaker than Jiren. So it would actually be a direct comparison that he's comparing Jiren to Broly and thinking that Broly is weaker than Jiren.
Not just that, but I want to add to your point that I think a lot of people have forgotten this very important point. When Goku was first tapping into Ultra Instinct Omen in the Tournament of Power, Beerus was freaking out. Beerus was sweating. He was like, got to know Gokui. He was having a meltdown over this. And
yes,
it's because he couldn't accept the fact that not just his trainee had done it, but also a mortal. And he was sweating. Now, you could imply that as being that he was afraid. I don't really know if he was truly afraid, because Goku did not see Beerus sweating. Goku did not hear the conversation that Whis was having with the people in the bleachers. He didn't hear that. So he probably didn't even have any actual context for what was happening to him. He probably had no idea. And because of that, again, that adds to the whole Goku thinks that Beerus is actually stronger than he actually is. If that makes sense?
Yes. Yeah, it definitely could be.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So by your mark, you're saying straight up that because of what's stated and Whis' credibility and everything, Ultra Instinct is way, way more powerful than even Gogeta Blue in this movie.
I want to say way, way stronger, but by feats, he definitely is, because what people need to realize is that full power Jiren, just without, not the hidden power one, not the one that had his own weird, like, fiery instinct power-up, just the actual, just flat-out full power Jiren, that's the one with the lore that he's greater than all of the gods of destruction. That's the Jiren that was slapping Goku and Vegeta around to crushing their limits numerous times. That's something I like to bring up as well. Like, Broly never was able to break those limits of Goku and Vegeta. They kind of just ran away and went to go fuse. We never got to see...
Which was very weird.
Yeah, we never saw Broly crush those limits like Jiren did. So there's not really any contradiction. And then here comes Mastered Ultra Instinct. He just does like this seemingly like backflip almost over this full power God of Destruction character and beyond, and then just blitzes him and just destroys him without any effort at all. Whereas it's implied Gogeta Blue, in the novel at least, I don't know how much this holds up with the anime, but the novel is just more so them putting it out into words. They say that Gogeta did show a hint of his true power in having to deal with Broly, who's only as strong, or maybe as strong as Beerus, who is weaker than this full power Jiren in Goku's perspective.
Yes, so this whole idea of people saying that Broly's more powerful than Jiren, I've always had an issue with it, because yeah, he showed potential and he showed growth during that fight, which was also a lot faster than the Tournament of Power, because that thing was
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 40 minutes. Yeah,
Frieza
exactly.
got beat up by Broly longer than that.
Right? You're right. And did not die. So what does that tell you? I've always had a problem with it because I have always felt that when they said Jiren was the mortal beyond a god, if Broly at his best is equal to Beerus or maybe a little bit stronger, Jiren is just far beyond it. And like you said, like MJ said earlier, the Gods of Destruction all showed a ton of respect for Goku in this arc. So is it safe to say that at this point, both Gogeta Blue and Ultra Instinct Goku are beyond God Destruction level? Now we're going into Angel territory. Maybe not to that level, but we're going into that's the next, big hurdle.
Basically, what the promotional material describes is it's okay, Broly is this God of Destruction level character, questionably. And then Goku and Vegeta themselves, and they're more base blue forms, they're on the verge, the precipice of being God Destruction level. Mastered Ultra Instinct and Gogeta are massively beyond that level, as we've seen already.
So it just reminds me of the video I did recently where I talked about SS3 Goku beating Fat Boo, and how Goku says, well, I could have beat Fat Boo. Yeah, and Goku also says that Broly's as strong as Beerus. You have to understand, just because a character says something in a series, you can put stock into it if it logically adds up to other things. But if there are other logic holes that take away from what the character says or other narrative plot points, for example, the fact that Goku thought he could beat Kid Buu and he couldn't because his body couldn't hold up. MJ, do you agree with what Seth said as far as Ultra Instinct being more powerful than Gogeta Blue? And
at least feet-wise, yeah.
I want to throw in one little minor argument that I've seen people discuss when it comes to Mastered Ultra Instinct. Now, I'm not trying to wank off UI Goku here just to come up with ways to give him a victory over Gogeta Blue, but one thing I want to point out too is that there isn't really a direct statement when it comes to MUI and what it can do to the Saiyan's body. So when Goku is constantly getting sharper and faster, and it pretty much seems like UI is exploiting the Saiyan biology to a rapid rate, you could actually imply that if Gogeta Blue is stronger than Goku, then Goku could probably rise up to his level pretty quickly, the way he was doing it in Omen 3, and then in MUI when he kept enraging out against Jiren every time Jiren powered up.
If we're using character statements, it should also be noted that Goku and all of the Saiyans, they are characters who constantly power scale themselves. They've been doing it since the Buu saga pretty prevalently, but they've been doing it way earlier. But the Buu saga is a more blatant example. They're oh, Dabura, he's probably as strong as Cell. Maybe he's stronger. And then they're they're watching, Goku versus Vegeta. He's oh, you might be stronger than Gohan was back in the day or some bullshit,
and
right?
notice that Piccolo and Whis and Roshi do it on the sidelines, right?
Yeah,
they power
and during the whole Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
They're wow, Jiren is stronger than anybody I've ever fought before. And then when they fight Broly, not a single mention of Jiren at all. It's really
None.
strange. It's
Not
very
even Kale.
strange. Not even Kale, none of them. They don't even compare him to anybody. So all we get is that Beerus statement. So it's why aren't they power scaling Broly to Jiren? Now, the last bastion that the Broly fans have, or the people that support Broly, is the promotional material. They say it's the mightiest versus the mightiest. Broly is the strongest. Now, I can go over the Broly is the strongest part because this same promotional material that tries to say Broly will scare you, he's so powerful, it also oscillates between these opinions. It's oh, but maybe he's as strong as a God of Destruction. Oh, and Goku and Vegeta aren't as strong as Gods of Destruction. So it kind of contradicts itself.
Whenever you have promo material, whether it be for a video game, for a movie, or for a TV show, it doesn't matter, from Japan, they love to overhype stuff. And I brought up the point before we started recording that Dragon Ball Z Movie 5, which is when Goku fought Cooler, is called Battle of the Mightiest versus the Mightiest, Tobikiri no Saikyo Tai Saikyo. They literally refer to Goku and Cooler as the mightiest versus the mightiest. We're talking about Goku and Cooler post-Namek, pre-Android era Goku versus Cooler, right?
You could even take it a step further and you could actually jump into the anime, the Dispo stuff, the Speed of Light stuff. So they would constantly mention Speed of Light on episode titles, or they would mention it in Jump material, and people were taking that literal, but no, it was just a way to hype up Dispo Speed because they didn't know what other verbiage to use, so they would just say Speed of Light. Or with Cell, back in the day, God of Destruction Cell, Battle Power Infinity.
Yeah,
you know what I
Cell
mean?
with infinite power. Yeah, they used to really...
It's they're just using ways to hype up the episode or hype up the movie, you know what I mean? So
Well, do y'all have any final closing statements here? Because it looks like you're all in agreement that Gogeta Blue, while very powerful, there's not enough evidence to say that he's more powerful than Ultra Instinct Goku, whereas Ultra Instinct Goku completed version, there's tons of logical, deductive reasoning.
There is a preponderance of evidence for Ultra Instinct, definitely, but I'd say in my closing, I would just say Ultra Instinct Goku right now, he has the better feat. He shook the world of Void, which is like infinite in size. Gogeta and Broly, they kind of have just like this exaggerated like Super Buu level feat where they shatter through a dimension.
It was cool looking.
It was very cool. I'm not taking it away. It was definitely badass.
Right.
I'm just saying it's just not as impressive. And also you could just say that like, okay, Goku has beaten someone by lore who should be stronger. So all you can use for Gogeta's favor is like some suppression headcanon. So
yeah, that's all you can really do. And with respect to Broly, he did hang in there quite some time before finally going down to Gogeta. So he definitely took his shots. MJ, any closing thoughts on from you?
At the end of the day, Broly's compared to a God Destruction level character, and Gogeta wrecked him, and Gogeta did somewhat try against him. So with that being said, you look at MUI and look at what he did to Jiren, lore, statements, and everything. He was there with the Gods of Destruction, if not stronger, and MUI took it to him and pretty much defeated him to the end. So if I had to say MUI, especially post Tournament of Power, MUI Goku would take it, you know?
One of these days we'll do MUI Gogeta versus Whis and then see what happens. I just gave away a free video idea. Anyways, thanks y'all for being here, and let us know in the comments if you have any counterpoints. There's not much there, really. It's just...
That was pretty much the whole debate. Yeah, that's all the info there is, really.
All right, thanks for being here, and we'll talk to y'all later.